Hi, Derpy Moose 99 here with episode 2 of Factorio, Bobs and Angels. Um, on the last episode, we basically got our burner crushing up to produce copper and iron, and we started our power plant off, or at least what will become a large power plant installation once we get done with it. In this episode, what I intend to do is do some initial science and work towards automating our crushing and producing iron and copper to automate the science as well. Probably have to add along to the power along the way somewhere as well too. So for now we've got 2,000 iron and 1,000 copper, so our crushing setup here is starting to produce, although we don't want to keep the hand feeding up forever. So what we're going to do here is get some labs going. Probably 2 to start with, but I'll make 4. Let's get some inserters going. And we could probably, I can wait to do the gears. Let's find, this won't be any kind of permanent lab setup, but let's just, somewhere close to the iron and the copper production here, let's set up a couple of labs. And what we'll do is have a quick review of our automated or queued up science we did with the auto science tool, which is Shift T. So we've got belts, near inserters, long inserters, mechanical refining, steel axe, crafting speed. I think what we forgot there was the basic logistics. So this one is for undergrounds and splitters. Almost forgot that one. So let's get the automation though first. And if we go into regular, so basic automation gives us burner assemblers, and then automation I think gives us, so we want both of those. So that is 10 science, and that one is 5, if I read that right. Okay, so we only need 15 to start. Okay, get rid of those windows. Let's get some handcrafted science here. I'll do 25 or so. Oh heck, let's do more just to get us started. And as soon as we get assembly machines, we'll set up these labs up, and then we'll get some bricks produced up from this crushed stone we've been saving up. And I think I'll just throw a box right here to put some of this biological stuff in for the moment. Okay. And I guess the other thing we should probably work on is optics too, just so it's not too dark. So let's go automation, basic logistics, optics, and the inserters, mechanical refining. Okay, those ones will get us started here. Okay, and maybe what I'll do is just pause until some of this crafting completes. Alright, we've started our manual science here. This should, there's the basic automation. Okay. Alright, just while we're waiting for that to complete, let's just top up some of the places that need coal here. Alright, automation, come on now. Couple more percentage. There we go. Alright, so let's build, I don't know, 20 or so of these. And we cancel some of these science, I guess. Okay, once we get the assemblers, we'll set this up. And then I think we have a fair amount of iron and copper. We could probably set up all 4 of the labs. By no means a huge lab setup, but that'll get us started. Okay. Yeah, okay, 2,000 iron. We should be good to go. Okay, maybe we'll just change this power arrangement too. Okay, where are our assemblers? So this is, like I say, just a temporary setup for the moment. And we're just gonna box it. Probably. Let's just do this. Save a power pole. Alright, put half our iron in there, half in there. Alright, that'll be a little bit of hand-fed science to get us going. Now, what we want to do is we want to get this mechanical refining going so that we can... actually, I might do that one first. The never-ending battle to keep these things full of coal. Alright, now let's get a little bit more copper. Okay, now what I want to do too is set up just some simple brick making to get us started here, because we'll need, to produce the next level, these will need bricks. So actually what we can do now is we can build 20 or so of those just to let them run. And then just up here we'll put just a temporary setup. So we're gonna go stones. Maybe we'll get some larger boxes too. So let's get a few iron. And we'll do this. Well, that's not much coal, but it'll get us started. Okay, some simple, quick, or not quick I guess, but quick to build bricks to get us on the road there. Okay, logistics is going, and logistics is yellow belts. We won't be able to do those yet because we will need to get tin online. But that's what's good too about this auto research function, is if you put something in the queue that needs a prerequisite, it will automatically plug in the prerequisite, so you don't have to mess around with that stuff. So you just identify what you want, and it'll figure it out. Let's see. Oh, nanobots for sure. We want those pretty soon here. Then probably we'll need steel for metallurgy. So I think steel is something we got to start working towards here. So we have the steel axe there. Also, what we will want is warehouses. Okay. How about silos? Okay, that's probably... let's just let the other warehouses, there we go. Mostly a function of the fact that I can't spell. Probably military is a good idea. Weapon shooting speed, physical projectile damage. Alright, that's enough to get us going here. Okay, so we need 15 bricks each. Okay, the other thing we're going to need is miners here, so let's make some of those. Alright, we'll make about maybe 40 of those. We're going to need to do both coal. And I think what we'll do is we'll start crushing sapphirite. Okay, let's go up and put larger boxes up here. Okay, and how many do we have queued up? None, okay. And what are we short? Bricks and iron. Alright, so that should give us 8 of those. Now, let's have a quick look at our map here. So we're going to do steel off of this big patch of sapphire down here. So this will be a big steel installation. Our power is going to sort of go up here and maybe down here. So I think what we'll do is we'll crush over here and then maybe refine up in this area. And then we'll use this coal from this million patch of coal here. Okay, so we will set up our... Yeah, we'll start mining this sapphire patch. We'll take a belt up over here and crush up over up and left of our temporary science. Okay, I see we're going to need some belts as well here too. Okay, mining drill ran out. I'll have to move that guy. Okay, and we'll do A. Okay. Kind of a funny shape to this patch, but we'll get it. Okay, I think for now I'll just do the old snake. Okay, and take this over, up, and crush it somewhere up here. Now let's get some power over here. I guess the other thing we have to consider too is stone processing. So in the beginning, we don't have a landfill recipe, so what we're going to do with the stone is just make bricks out of it. So we'll do some crushing over in here. Maybe our first row of a refining row will be we'll be dealing with bricks. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do here. Oops. Let's not use assembler's dummy. And let's not use those anymore. So we're gonna be looking at ore crusher 1s and those guys. Okay, there's just a few more drills I have to finish here. And I think we got a few more we can plug in here, yep. Okay, I want to get sapphirite going first here so we get some iron going. So we'll use that to automate the science, but we'll also use that to make some ammunition. Starting area is on 600%. We won't see biters, I'm sure, for a while, but ammunition takes a while to build up, and we want to get that started just in case. Alright, here comes our refining. Alright, so I think we're just going to start with one inserter each for now. We've just got the starter belts. But I think what we're going to do is we'll do output of 2. Okay, and then we research more inserters. So what that lets us do, if you put your mouse over one of the inserters and hit Shift E, that brings up this menu. You can configure it. So this offset here, so if you click that down to here, and then every second inserter you do that to, what you'll get is these guys will be dropping on both sides of the belt. Okay, and then what we want to do here too is, I guess we need to get some splitters going. So we will need copper and iron for that. World record, nothing's run out of coal. Okay, run down and pick up a little bit of copper. Alright, now what we're going to build was some splitters. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And maybe a bunch of those. Okay, and then we'll just add them to here. And we're going to have to make the belts because I used up a belt supply. So I think what I'll do again is I'll pause this. And we'll just wait till some of that stuff's done. And then we'll resume our building on our crushing installation here. Alright, I think we have enough material to work with now. Let's bring some power over. Notice it's night too, and we probably need to get optics going sooner rather than later. Not something I use a lot, but I think in this case we should build some. We're also going to need some more power poles here. So I misspoke. I think we're going to have to go on pause once more. Alright, we've done some crafting here and have some more material. I've also made sure that our crafting speed upgrade tech is running. So we've had one echelon of that go through now. It's working on the second one. It's fairly slow, but in this particular situation, well worthwhile doing. I've also added some splitters in here, splitting off the stone, the crushed stone. And we'll show what's going to happen with that in just a second here. So this will bring together. Okay. Now let's sort of have another look here. I think we'll run this out a bit of a ways. Okay, and then think about doing our smelting up there. But let's first deal up our stone. Okay, so what I envision doing here is setting up a bunch of assemblers and furnaces that can deal with the crushed stone from a bunch of different setups here. So maybe let's think about, say, something like that. And here we're going to put okay, we're going to put room for 8. But maybe only physically put 4 in for the moment. And then we'll clear some of this out. Maybe do a brief pause while we clear that out. Okay, all we're really doing is just setting up the bones of a line here that's going to take the crushed stone and turn it into stone, which is kind of a weird transition, but so be it. Okay, let's get... Now all of these, as you upsize the assemblers, we can go for more or faster inserters later, but for now we'll just put this many in. Alright, so it's going to be crushed stone on that side, and then stone out here. And I left a fair amount of room for expansion. Easy to add another 8 assemblers, or even change this into a different configuration. Okay, so let's see what this will look like here. We're probably going to want coal. Trying to have this line up. Doesn't have to, but just for fun. Okay, so what we're going to do here is stone in there, and we'll have bricks come out. And I think what we'll do is we'll have another belt here for coal. Now, speaking of which, let's just work on some belts while we're running around here too. Okay, so where is our coal? It's over this way. Okay, it won't take many miners to start this off, so let's just put 8 or so in. And where are we at? Okay, well, we'll take that. Okay, this doesn't look like it'll be very much coal, but it'll feed a lot of those furnaces. Alright, while I was paused there waiting for some of the crafting to be done, I went up and added a little bit more power up here. So if we look at, we've got capability for 7.2 megawatts, and we're only using 2.3, but that will be used up pretty quickly, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, so it'll take a while for this to run up. We will have the bricks run down that way. Alright. And I think 18 will do as a starter. But one trick here when doing this kind of stuff is if you inputs going up on the right out and then outputs coming down. And if your output comes down and your input goes up, then you can extend, as long as you leave yourself space, It's easy just to add more on, especially when you've got nanobots or bots going. So that's what we'll do. Let's get the power poles in. Okay, that belt goes to there and that one to there. Okay, let's put these guys in. Now you can use either inserters, but these burners are fine for feeding the fuel in, and they don't use power, which in the beginning is a consideration. Now, you might be wondering why I use ghosts there, even though I don't have nanobots yet. It's because we did the configuration on the inserters here. So I've got this one dropping on the near side, that dropping on the far side. So when you ghost them in and just plunk them down, they follow or they take that configuration. So you don't have to go through and do the shifty or whatever it is and configure each one of them. Bob's inserters, I believe that is. Alright, now the real super duper fancy thing we're going to do with these bricks for starters is just shove them in a box. We'll do more later with making pipes out of them, and also probably put them in a warehouse. Okay, looks like we need some power here too. Okay, and I'll try and remember and put lights in. Not quite. Okay, one there, one there. That didn't quite work out. Okay, let's move that guy and do every 4. Alright, so we're dealing with the crushed stone. Now what we want to do is probably the same basic config here. Now I think what I'll do is I'll leave room to add another row if we want for this bricks. So let's just do that. Okay, got some trees to get rid of here. Coal come up, yep. Okay, so somewhere across the bottom here, I'll just take this coal and then we can use it to just break it off. Well, we almost got crafting speed upgrade 2. Believe me, in the early game you want to research that one as a priority, even though it's slow. Once we get some automated iron going here, we'll get belts and a few other things being produced in assemblers, but for now we're handcrafting everything. I think I was going to have a quick look at HAL mod here too. Let's look, add recipe, iron plates, and we want the output to be, what's it going to look like when we have the yellow belts? Okay, so it says 53 furnaces. Let's change those to steel. 27. Okay, so we're probably, let's call it 24 for now. Yeah, it's 16. I might as well add the 8 while we're here. So let's do this. I have no idea if this will fill up, but what we're saying is once we get the yellow transport belts and steel furnaces, we'll want approximately 24. Okay. Gonna need a few more inserters too. Okay, we'll just run it with what we have for now. Okay, let's now, do we want that one running down or up? Where are we gonna put our labs? I think the labs are gonna be up actually. So let's switch that guy around. Okay, for now we're just going to box this off. Okay, let's get some iron and we can build some more inserters. Okay, looks like we got another miner down. Yeah, that actually all filled up and stopped running, so let's go do the copper here while we're at it. Oh, that's not good. Alright, I guess that's the problem with doing it in a big circle like that, is if you lose one, you lose all, so I'll just make that into 2 circles. Just while we're here, we'll pump all that coal in. Okay, crafting speed upgrade 2 is done. We're on to 3. Okay. I'm not sure why I took that belt so far, but okay, place our lights on as we go up. Guess we need some more iron boxes as well. And I should make a couple repair packs just in case. Alright, now obviously we won't run this into boxes once we get it hooked up to the science, but let's do this for the moment. Yeah, you know what? Let's add the second inserter now. I didn't think we'd need it, but okay, that looks a little happier. Okay, that's running. Now, And I think what I'll do is I'll make a new blueprint book here. Call this YouTube 1. Alright, and this will be our first blueprint. Okay, we'll call it early crushing version 1. Alright, now what we're going to want to do here, this will come out and this will come out, so we'll have more room here. But it looks to me like we probably can get maybe 3 rows of that, of sapphirite. But I think because we want to automate science here, what we need to do is get a row of stereotype going. So I think I'll put this on pause and I'll build up the stereotype. And once I've got that running, we'll come back and hook it up to the labs. Okay, while we were waiting for some of that handcrafting to be done, and for me to finish hooking everything up, I noticed that our power situation got a little bit grim here. So we're demand is up around 9 megawatts, and we're only providing 7.2. So my intention here is to build rows of 10 boilers and 20 engines on the basic belts. So let's fully expand this one out and hook it up. And that should get us to 20 times 0.9 megawatts, which should be 18 megawatts. Alright, so we're in the green there, but we're going to have to keep an eye on it as we ramp up. I also decided to add a few more miners to the coal belt here. Now I don't think we'll split this one for the second row. I think we'll add another row of miners, but we'll worry about that later. Okay, so our first row of iron is running here, as is our first row of copper. Now I've ghosted in 3 more iron here for growth. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that many, but I just wanted to get it laid out so it's all spaced out. So you can see we've done our crushing down here for our stereotype. And we're taking the crushed rock over to the setup that we'd made for crushed stone and bricks. And I think what I'll do as well here too is I'll just throw a box in here. Maybe just to capture 3 or 4 stacks of stone, which will come in handy later. You don't want to always run around and break rocks, so to speak. Okay, so we have the start of our, I guess our next tier of refining started here. So what I also did was I crafted a bunch of labs and a bunch of assembling machines, and we should probably do some more inserters as well too, and probably some more belts. Now I did start down here. We've got 2 machines that are running just on a temporary basis to build us some belts, and I'll do that in a little more formal setup in a minute here, but I wanted to get the automated science going. Nanobots is going now, which is good news. So let's have a quick look again. They're planning. Okay, so we're gonna have 4 iron here, 1 or 2 copper here. We'll have a tin off of this bobmonium up here. So I think I'll do assemblers here for science, and the labs maybe just over here. So let's get some assemblers in. So what do we want to do here? For the first level of science, it's 1 every 5.5 seconds. So if we do 11 assemblers, round it up to 12, that should feed a few labs. Okay, so let's look at that. What would that look like? And why don't we take them straight up? So let's just take this guy. And yeah, okay. So let's do Okay, leave space for 2 growth. Now I think because we just got nanobots, let's run down here. Well, actually we got some here. I'll make ourselves 2 guns, and let's make some nanobots. And what are we short there? We're short wood. Alright, now let's make ourselves a rocks and trees demolition. And use the nanobots to harvest some wood here quickly. Oh, nanobots, I missed you. Okay, yeah, let's get that going. And we'll build some more of those. Alright, this is going to make our first science. And I think we'll belt up the copper on this side, the gears there. And our output. Let's go up with the output. Okay, I said I was going to make 12 of these, right? So input, 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 out. So we're going to go out there. And this one I'll make on this side. Alright, even when they're slow, nanobots are awesome. Okay, I made 2 nanobot emitters too. And what I'll do is later, not right now, I'll make a few more of these termite bots. They get rid of trees without harvesting, just totally annihilate the trees. Right now I want any trees I want to harvest because I want to use them because I'm not making wood yet, but as soon as we're making our own wood, we'll start waging war on the true enemy, of course, the trees. Okay, where's our rocks and trees? Okay, let's see how much irons get through. Let's maybe take a couple of those off, and a couple of those off. So ideally what we'll do is we would capture at the end. Like, for example, here we're going to capture the extra gears for just make our crafting life a little bit easier. Oh, let's get some lights on here as well too. Okay, now, if I remember correctly, we'll need a few more machines for the next level sign. So let's take our output up. And then looking here again, let's take it across for the labs. In our labs, we're going to go. Yeah, do we want to space it? Yeah, I think we'll space the labs out. Now we've got 20 in inventory or had, and we've got 4 down in our manual setup. Yeah, okay, so Okay, probably should craft a few more radar as well when we get a chance. Okay, and let's get some power up here. Now let's go down here. And we're short of wood again, so let's just quickly grab some wood. Yeah, I suspect this episode is getting long, although with all the cuts I'm not sure. So let's get the science going here on our automated setup. And then call that an episode. So let's come down here. Make sure our inventory's got lots of room. Okay, let's harvest all this stuff. Alright. Oh, you know what? Ha! That's why I'm called Derpy Moose. I hooked that up to the wrong thing. Alright. Let's go capture some copper, shall we? I wondered why there was no science coming out. There we go. Derpy. Yeah, you guys can have some manual copper there. How are we doing on the gears? Looks to me like all the science is running. These assemblers are running at 0.5 or half speed, so it's not going to be the most awesome production, but it should be enough to start feeding this up here. Quick check on our power, and it'll go up a bit when the labs kick in, but we're good for the moment. Alright, so I think we'll call that episode 2. So we've got in a couple of rows of at least a more advanced process for copper and iron. Definitely need some more radar there. We've expanded our power, and we've got our science labs expanded to 24, and we're automatically feeding them with assemblers. So I think that's a good spot for us to end. So I've been Derpy Moose 99, and this has been episode 2 of Bobs and Angels in Factorio. Thank you.